It was quite a week for the majors. A hawkish Fed rate cut and Trump tweeting tested the majors on the week. A busy economic calendar was also in focus. The U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell announced an interest rate cut by a quarter point on Wednesday, confirming analysts' expectations but angering President Trump, who tweeted that Powell let us down. The US dollar index, which measures the greenback strength against a basket of 6 major currencies, closed at 98.07 on Friday, climbing by 0.26% for the week. The US dollar fell on Friday after the US jobs report failed to diminish expectations of the Federal Reserve cutting rates next month. The US economy added just 164,000 jobs in July compared to 193,000 in June, and the unemployment rate held steady near 50-year lows. Trade tensions continued to weigh on investors after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened another 10% tariffs on $300 billion worth of Chinese goods, which would put tariffs on all U.S. imports from China. Beijing warned on Friday it would retaliate. The fiber recovered on Friday amid the weakness in the greenback after suffering a massive plunge earlier. The pair ended the week at 1.1109 with a slight 0.34% weekly decline. The EU stats were skewed to the positive in the week. Better than expected Eurozone retail sales provided support to the common currency. After 10 negative trading sessions in a row, the Aussie pair attempted to display some positive drifts. The Aussie versus the greenback pair ended flat on Friday from the previous day's close at 0.6800. However, for the week, it fell by 2.17%. Meanwhile, the British pound did very little during the trading session on Friday after the publication of the US payrolls report. It ended the week at 1.2155 versus the greenback, leaving the pairing trading just shy of the 28-month low struck earlier in the week. For the week, it lost 2.41%. In the crypto market, Bitcoin price rose on Friday to end the week at 10,519 points, with a 6.36% increase week on week. The lowering of the benchmark interest rate by the US Federal Reserve was among the reasons for Bitcoin's rise. In commodity markets, oil prices stabilized by Friday's close, marking a partial bounce back from the plunge triggered by an announcement from Trump to put additional tariffs on China. October Brent crude, the global benchmark, rose by $1.39 to $61.89 a barrel on ICE Europe following Thursday's 7% slide. It ended by 2.3% lower for the week. Meanwhile, WTI crude futures for September delivery added $1.71 on Friday to settle at $55.66 a barrel on the New York Mercantile Exchange, recovering part of the hefty 7.9% drop from Thursday, but suffering a 1% weekly loss. Gold prices rose on Friday to settle at $1,457.50 a troy ounce, with a 2.1% weekly gain. Gold prices whipsawed near 6-year highs following the US jobs came out in line with expectations. You've watched Combined Financial Review on Insta TV with me, Anna Kasatkina. See you back soon.